We are here for two things. Of course, to educate and to tell you all that lots of people call fitness various things, a way of life, a religion, so to speak, or something like that. It's basically a science we follow. The problem with fitness as a science is that I keep telling people that I love my profession, but I hate my industry. I'm not a very happy camper in my industry. I don't like the things that are happening in the industry. And what is it that I don't like? It's very simple. My industry is completely and totally unregulated. My industry welcomes all. Anybody can become a fitness professional. Anybody. Anybody who looks active, anybody who has a nice, vibrant personality, motivating personality can jump and become a fitness professional with absolutely no education at all. My industry also allows for people to have their own schools of thought. This is my way to fitness. Today, whatever you all hear in this lecture is not my way to fitness. This is just an amalgamation of facts put together for you all. I'm extremely objective in my approach. You will never hear the words "in my opinion" in my lecture. It's all about what is scientifically correct and what is scientifically wrong. People sometimes don't want to listen to what is scientifically correct. Fitness as a product is difficult to sell. Finally, what am I selling you all? Instant gratification? No. I'm selling you all a concept that you all will need to work hard. You all will need to put blood, sweat and tears inside to finally enjoy a life of better functionality, a life of better fitness. That doesn't happen overnight. So it's not something that actually is, as I said, an easy product to sell. I'm a gym owner myself, and I know how difficult it is to just sell gym memberships, despite the fact that you all say that the awareness is on a high. As a fitness professional or as a fitness expert, what are the things that actually work in my favor? How can I become really popular amongst you all? By telling you all that 7-minute workouts work. By telling you all that if I can't devote 1 hour a day, it doesn't matter, devote just 7 minutes. By telling you all that all the things that you all have known to be eating are the right things to eat. That you all don't need to go on a diet. You all don't need to control certain foods. You all can have everything under the sun, as long as you all have it in moderation. Saying these things makes it extremely appealing to you all. You all want to hear these things. Maybe you believe that something is really healthy for you. You believe that. And then suddenly you read the same thing in the newspaper. So an expert validates what you believe in. That makes you really feel good about yourself. A part of, an aspect of this particular seminar is not going to make you feel very good. And that is, I'm going to end up contradicting almost everything that you all believe is supposed to be good for health or supposed to be good for fitness. But just a case in point, just like an example, a random example of what might follow through in my talk today. What if I told you fruits are not that healthy? What if I told you that the uric acid levels that you spoke of his uric acid levels coming down, that one of the reasons why uric acid levels stay high is because of fruits? Then it's not the control on meat that brings the uric acid levels down. In fact, people, when they stop meat, they turn vegetarian. Almost 50% of the vegetarian diet is fruitarian. Fruits go up. And you have a wonder drug when it comes to uric acid. You've got a wonder drug called as allopurinol that works wonders. But even on a high dose of allopurinol, the uric acid level seems to be stuck at 7.68, where you're actually risking gout. Cut the fruits out and you start seeing it drop. But fruits are so healthy. An apple a day. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And my standard thing is, yes, you can keep the doctor away with apples. How do you keep doctors away? Any doctors out here? Any doctors out here? Hi. Doctor, if I were to keep you away with apples, what do I do? Throw the apple at you. One direction of the apple on the head, and yes, the doctor is going to stay away. That's the only way apples can keep the doctor away. But so many things that we so firmly believe in, deep-rooted into our heads. Then when we come up with scientific facts, even though the scientific facts make sense, it takes time for you all to actually ditch those beliefs. Everybody knows fat is bad, but everybody knows fat is bad. What fat? Fat on the body is bad, yes. In any quantum it's bad. Adipose tissue, which I'll define later on for you, because yes, part of the seminar is going to be on fat loss. But dietary fat, ghee, oil, butter, cheese. What are these things? Healthy things or unhealthy things? I would really call them as healthy things, so to speak, but they're definitely not unhealthy. And they're not even close to being unhealthy as compared to white rice, white bread, potatoes, fruits, fruit juices, extremely bad. So you see, I'm just giving you brief pointers here to make you understand that today is going to be a wake-up call. Everything that you all believed in, we call it as conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom actually is something that everybody firmly believes that this is the truth. They believe it so much that they end up putting their children on those diets. Who would end up putting their own children on a kind of a diet that they believe is wrong? Nobody. The fact that you all actually put your children through those diets itself means that your belief in these kind of things is extremely deep-rooted. We called Tariq a fitness professional because Tariq has done his due diligence. He's done the course, the K11 course, and he's a fitness professional not because he's done the K11 course. He's a fitness professional because even after doing the K11 course, his education did not stop. I run the K11 course, my education never stops. My students' education never stops. You can't stop learning in any field for that matter. And you've got fitness professionals who not learned at all. Forget about stopping learning, they're not learned at all. Today, if you walk into any gym for that matter, how do you assess whether the people are qualified or not? By the size of the gym, by the branding of the gym. But I can tell you one thing, being part of the fitness industry for so long, the least important department of the fitness industry, of gyms or gym chains, is the fitness department. The least amount of importance is given as far as human resources is concerned for trainers. You all will have to learn. And the one place that you all cannot learn from, or should not learn from, is mass media. Whether it's popular magazines, whether it's newspapers, whether it's TV programs, whether it's radio programs, they are all propagating nothing else but things that you would love to hear. Things that you would not like to hear is this, that you cannot get fit by working out in your office. There is no such thing as an office workout. But the magazines love to have this 7-minute office workout, where you will suddenly see a guy sitting at a desk. If you open up that YouTube video, and then what you do is you grab the desk and then you do twists on his chair. And then you go for the heaviest book, probably the telephone directly, and do license section for the telephone. And you walk around his office. Probably he's got a nice fashionable cycle inside his office, so he sits on the cycle for a few minutes. And there, while working, during his lunch break, he's done his bit for fitness. It's not that easy. If you look at the amount of abuses that we give our body through our lifestyle, this kind of a little, it's nothing else but making you feel better. It's basically removing the guilt, that at least I'm doing something. And when you remove people's guilt, people love you. The worst feeling to have is this feeling of guilt, that I'm screwing myself. I am the reason for why my body is going from bad to worse. And if I remove that guilt, then no, you're a good person. You're doing your bit. All you need to do is 7 minutes of this, and you're done. And you start feeling good about yourself. And you start loving the person who's making you feel good about yourself. I unfortunately am not going to make you feel good about yourself. And yes, he mentioned about prioritizing. He mentioned about the fact that we have to find the time. Actually, time management, or what we find time for, is also very. If you've not found the time for workouts, it's not because you're too busy. It's just because it's not a priority. We find time for anything which is a priority. Today, if it's appointments, if somebody wants to meet me, how easy or difficult is it for the person to meet me? It is easy if I prioritize that person. Yes, he's important to meet, so I give the appointment. He's not important to meet, so the guy can wait for 6 months and he won't get an appointment. It's got nothing to do with whether I'm busy or not. It's got something to do with what I prioritize, what is important, what is not. Think about it. Another question, general question. What is of the biggest priority for you all? For you all, for me, for everybody in this room, for everybody in Goa, for everybody in the country, for everybody in the world. The biggest priority for us all is what? Money. Agreed on that? Okay? If there's anybody in this room who says, money is not a priority, he's probably a very rich man, because very rich people do say that money is not important. Okay? But money is a tremendous driver. So think about this. I was asked by this Big FM radio station about the celebrities that I train. Every person who's willing to pay my fees is a celebrity for me. If you're willing to pay my consultation fees, then you're a celebrity. Secondly, as far as celebrity training is concerned, it is the easiest kind of client that you can get. Why is that? Because celebrities are focused. Why are they focused? Because their entire careers depend on them being in shape. So you're talking about a man who, if he does not get into shape, now what happens? He loses out on crores and crores that he would have got doing that particular role. There's your prime motive, there's your driver. When you say you can't find time for workouts, why? Because you're busy earning money. You will immediately find time for a workout. You will immediately find time, or you'll find the drive for a diet. Think about a diet. You mean I can never have rice? You mean I can never have potatoes? How am I supposed to live? Without bread, impossible. Then you tell the person, do the diet for 3 months. Okay? 1 crore at the end of 3 months. What's his response going to be? What can he cover? No crore can he cover. What if I fast completely? Can I get 10 crores? You can get rid of anything as long as the motive is there. Religious fasting that we do. Any Jains here? Jain. No Jains here? You are aware of Pajushan? That's like 15 days on hot water. How do they do it? The same person who's got the willpower to stay on 15 days on. By the way, the wrong approach also needs willpower. The wrong approach and the right approach requires the same amount of willpower, which is why it's so important to be on the right approach. Okay? So 15 days on hot water. Same person comes to a dietitian. How can I live like this? You're not allowing me to eat this, you're not allowing me to eat that. How can it be so strict? Then I can't follow this. And that person can follow it for God. Or is the person following it for God also? No. Apparently the person thinks or believes that if these 15 days on hot water is not done, the next 7 years are going to be bad. So ill luck, blind faith in something will make you do anything. When somebody says I don't have the willpower to do what it takes to get fit, I keep giving these examples. Muslims, how many Muslims? We have a Muslim, direct to a Muslim, I know that. How many Muslims? Rosa rakte ho ki nahi?
Yes.
Then any Muslim who says that he cannot diet has to be reminded about the 1 month of Ramadan. If you can be so bloody strict that you're not going to sip water from 7 in the morning till 6 in the evening, if you can be so strict, you have what it takes. It's just that God is extremely important. It's just that sometimes we become God-fearing rather than God-loving. So it's this whole fear of punitive measures from God that makes us do it. I have a 200 kilo morbidly obese woman in Pune who's a client of mine. 200 kilos, 33-year-old woman. Okay? Now look at her set of priorities. First of all, my academy in Pune is on the 3rd floor. At the age of 33 and 200 kilos, she's probably shorter than me. And 5'4", she must be about 5 feet 1, 5 feet 2. And at 5 feet 1, 5 feet 2, can you imagine 200 kilos? And men generally carry more muscle, so it's easier for men to have a higher body weight. For a woman to be 200 kilos is insane. And that is why the term that we use is morbidly obese. That means basically to the point of risking life. Now this girl also had been to every dietitian, every